social anxiety I fear, and I done been this way for some years. I don't really get along with my peers. Everything that they do to me is weird. So in a world full of weirdos, fools and scrubs, tell me what is it you're willing to do for love? You know it's true that. All right, so this is what happens after a basketball player overseas finishes his season and he comes back home. I'm gonna give you guys a day in the life. As you can see, I'm in the city, man. I'm in the city with it. When my season is over, I come back home to New York, New Jersey, and I get right. So before I start with my day in the life, I'm gonna tell you guys how it goes. Once you finish your season overseas, a number of things happen. If your team doesn't make the playoffs, then your team can decide to keep you there for the duration of your contract. For those of you that don't know, once you sign a contract to go play pro ball, it has a start date and an end date. Sometimes you're gonna be playing in the playoffs and you'll go past your end date. When you go past your end date, then they usually have a clause in it that says that you can get paid daily. Your contract ends June 15th and you're playing playoffs games into June 30th. You get 15 days of pay at a daily rate. Usually it comes with a bonus because you're in the playoffs. But if that's not the case, if you stop the season before your end date, then a team, if they want to be petty, which a lot of teams overseas are very petty, I'm going to do a video about that later on, but what they can do is you're not allowed to go home. You're not allowed to be with your family and be around all that love. You didn't fulfill the obligations this year. We're gonna keep you in the country and you're gonna have to practice every day. The reason why teams do that is because they want you to end up breaking the contract so they don't have to pay you for the last month. The city is so distracting. You know, everything behind me, you guys see buildings behind me, but in front of me, there's like a whole lot of things that's distracting me from this video. But it's important I tell you guys this side of it because, you know, nobody really knows what's truly happening with overseas athletes, right? We sign our contracts, we leave the country, and all our friends, they don't hear about us. They might see the highlights posted on Instagram once every 2-3 weeks, but they don't really know what's going on. I'm gonna show you guys what it's like. One thing I like to focus on in the off seasons is I'm the type of guy that I obsess about my transition from basketball to the next phase of life. Let's take a journey, man. Let's walk through the day. So if you're new to the channel, you might not know, my girlfriend is a professional model, New York City model, and I dabble in some modeling too, you know what I mean? I was about to sign to an agency out here. Like I said, I'm all about the transition phase, doing as many things while I'm a pro hooper as I possibly can. I'm taking her around the city, well, she going around the city, she actually taking me around the city to some of her meetings. She's actually in a meeting right now, first of 3. We're gonna go make our rounds around the city, do our thing in the morning. Let's get right.
Sorry, I missed your call, I was on the jet. I've been so zoned out, trying to figure out what's next. So scared to fail, I'm calculating my every step. Gotta watch my back and keep my scrap, but nonetheless, I think about you when I'm gone.
1 down, 2 more to go. See, only in New York do you take a taxi or an Uber 3 blocks down the street, but you know, it's worth it. We don't have the time right now.
I blame my struggles and my offers for my hustling ways. I'm waiting in Michigan right.
Everything was 1 minute, so I'm like, I gotta know exactly when you're coming down. People say that all the time. Yeah, that's why I was like, are you sure? You know, Poppy?
You can't blame you. She said I love you, but don't trust you, can't change you. I just hope you don't.
So I just dropped her off at the second one. My mission right now is to find a coffee shop. It's New York City, like, you probably have 1,000 coffee shops. But I feel like the one time you're looking for one, you can never find one.
Gotta stop running sometimes. I'm in your city tonight, and these lights make me feel so inspired. You only higher and higher and higher, taking me higher, higher and higher and higher.
What is that on the bottom?
Honey.
They put a lot of honey in there. They don't bring the coffee to the table. They don't give you water. Different from overseas, man. Back on the go. 2 down, 1 more to go, but she's gonna do her last one by herself without me. You got 2 more? You got 2 more? Oh yeah, she had 2 more today, but she gotta do 2 without me. It's 23rd. What's us? The good thing about this is that you will never see these people ever again.
So true, but
You know what I mean? So even though you're the weird guy holding the camera up, who gives a fuck? First round of errands is done. We hit all the spots that we needed to hit, did all the things that we need to do. So now we're about to split up. I'm going into Jersey because I got some things I got to take care of. You guys gonna come with me. She has more things to do back in the city. Currently, we're not in the city. I won't say where we are, but we got to make our move. Just come along for the ride. It's going to be a long day. So when your season is done overseas, man, you got a lot to think about, right? You got to, one, think about where you're going to be next, because mostly what happens with the imports, the American guys, is we sign 1-year deals because that protects us. Just in case we kind of outperform our contract, we'll have an opportunity to level up. It also protects the club, because if we don't work out, the club is like, all right, man, we only got to deal with you for 1 season, if that, because they might cut you before that. But sometimes, you know, people get comfortable in places, and sometimes it just makes sense. You know, I've signed 2-year deals before. That takes a lot of stress off of the off season, because you ain't got to worry about the next opportunity. But also, you can kind of get a little complacent when you sign that 2-year. You know, we got to think about stuff like that. Also, staying sharp, staying in shape. Every overseas hooper knows that if you come in that preseason out of shape, you know, if you don't have a name in that country, it's going to get dark for you. Also, you don't want to overdo it. You know, when the season's done, I usually just take a couple weeks off, chill out. I don't do too much. I keep my hands busy, keep my hands in something. Now I'm doing the content a lot, so the content is really taking up a lot of time and space. See, I thought it was gonna be a lot colder. I literally just came from Australia, and in Australia, it's like summertime. The seasons are reversed to New York. It's actually kind of warm, a little overdressed right now, but anywho, we in Jersey right now, just got off the train. What I got lined up for the rest of the day is training sessions. I'm training young athletes in my community, trying to get them right skills and drills, mental toughness, confidence. I do it all. It's interesting, man. You know, it started off as a hobby, really, just something that I was doing just to keep busy now that I'm back home. But over the past couple of weeks, I started to pick up a little bit, kind of turned into something a little bit bigger than I expected. Take you guys behind the scenes, let you guys see what's going on. Hey, check this out. So some of y'all might be asking, like, yo, how are you in off season? And it's like March, April. Let me explain this a little bit, how this goes. Me and my team, we weren't really on, you know, they were doing a lot of funny things that I kind of was calling out. The numbers was good. Like, I performed exactly how they expected me to perform, plus better. Towards the end of the season, I ended up getting hurt. You know, they try to do their thing that a lot of teams would do, try to force me to play, tell me I'm not injured. I go to the doctor say it's nothing. And basically what ended up happening was I had a serious nagging injury that kept me out of playing shape, put it like that. It carried into the summer. I was in contact with the team doctor throughout the whole summer. He's telling me, yo, you good. Just get a cortisone shot and you straight. I ended up getting 2 or 3 cortisone shots, hyaluronic acid shots, all types of shots, and nothing worked. So I ended up missing the whole first early window for the next season, which is this season. The reason why I went to Australia is because I was out there seeing some specialists for my knee. The injury is a small injury, but it's a very rare injury. So nobody really knew how to treat it. So I ended up coming back a couple weeks ago because this injury just couldn't get figured out. And here we are. So technically it's my off season. I'm technically preparing for the next season. And while I'm home, you guys are seeing all the content that I'm doing. This is me, my POV of being my first year out of playing overseas. You know, I'm a 9-year pro. Put it like this. It's the first time that I've been stateside in March. Usually I come home for December, Christmas break. It's one of those things that nobody prepares you for. You know, you really got to kind of figure things out on your own. Nobody's going to tell you this is when your career is going to end. I'm 31 years old. I thought I was going to play until I was 37. So it's the first year that I'm like, damn, all right, man. If I didn't play until I'm 37, could I survive? And this is like my test. There's really nothing to it. You just got to you got to have your mentality right. You got to have your head on straight, make the right decisions, set yourself up. Because once that income from basketball stops, you know, it's hard to like patch that back up, especially with no working experience. That's the thing a lot of guys don't talk about is when you put your heart and soul into hoops, you're getting paid good to hoop. But once the hoop stops, you know, once the ball stops, you got to kind of put the pieces together on your own. For me, that's not a big problem. But I know a lot of guys struggle with that. A lot of guys that retire on their own terms struggle with that. People 37, 38, 39, they struggle with that. So imagine getting forced to retire at 31. I'm not saying that I'm retired, but it's a possibility now because I missed the whole season and I'm getting things rolling and I'm kind of liking where it's going. So, you know, it's one of those is just you have to figure out what you want out of it. Sometimes, you know, you don't have control over that. That's the whole story behind where I'm at, why it's my off season, what the heck to do in the off season. Like, this is exactly what you guys are seeing. You guys are seeing the process in real time. And sit back, relax. We're going to go through these workouts, do what we need to do, put that work in, and then head back.
Let's go again. Which one is your inside foot? Which one is the closest to the cone? So that's the one that got to go down first. It's the small things in basketball that matters. It has to be triple threat. No debating. Push it, push it, push it, push it, push it, push it. Good, give me back, good, good. Shot. Screen cross. And you're gonna pull me while you're doing your dribble combinations. Pull me. Good. Tap and go. Good. Good job. You make first contact. Even if it's a bigger dude, you dribbling here and a guy's timing you up. You know what he wants to do, especially if you got a shot blocker. You know he want to get a block, right? So what you want to do is you got to stop and then go up. Stop right here. So I have all this space to get my shot off. But guess what? That's a block at the next level. You got to jump off too if you're an undersized guy. Get in there. Oh, you gonna be there? Okay. Cool. Let me get mine off. You're going from a dead wrist to a live wrist, and that's gonna make your shot inconsistent. What I want you to think is get into your shot with your wrist already flexed. So when you're here, make sure that wrist is already bent, and then you can get into your shooting motion a little bit quicker too.
So I know a lot of people follow me on other platforms, whether it be Instagram or TikTok, whatever the case is, and they want to kind of know what the pro life is like. Send me any questions that you might have about playing ball overseas or playing pro, the route that it takes to get there, if you need an agent, all types of questions. You know, these are questions that I get asked on a day-to-day basis. So go ahead and write it in the comments and I'll get back to you guys and make a video. Let's make a video out of it. I don't know. If you guys send enough questions, I'll do a video where it's a Q&A. Not only just if you want to be a pro player, but if you're just interested in what's going on. That's a full day right there. You guys got a little bit of everything. Now I'm in an Uber. It's a long day today, but you know, it's all part of the process. You know, as I said before, man, you know, this is all, it's new for me too. It's not something that I thought that I was gonna be having to do. I thought I'd be in the south of France right now hooping. Make sure you guys stay tuned for more content. Not only the vlog style content, which I'll see how you guys like this. Maybe I'll post more, but I'm staying on point with the NBA content as well. Pumping out new videos, showing you guys behind the scenes, and I'm really trying to teach you guys how overseas guys look at things, you know, because it's a little bit different. That's why I call it the NBA Outsiders, because we look at it a little bit different. But anyways, that's the video. If you guys like the video, like the video. If you got a comment on the video, comment on the video. And if you subscribe to me, I subscribe to you. Peace.